What's going on, guys? Serena the trainer with MKE German Shepherds. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm all wet because we are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we just had a terrible, what I think is a natural disaster. A lot of flash floods happened, and our street flooded really bad. It was waist deep, so we had to defend in place here, and it brought up a real good topic that I want to talk to y'all about. I'm gonna switch the camera around so y'all can see. Of course, we have 4 dogs. Thank God our puppies are already at their forever homes, because it could have been worse. So, backstory, both of my girls are actually in heat. So I had my girls in the house with me, and my boys were in the kennels inside of the garage. And if you've seen other videos, you know that we have kennels inside of the garage, and I'm actually in one of the outdoor ones right now, trying to knock some of this water off of here so we don't do too much damage. But what I wanted to discuss with you today, we ran into the issue where our girls were in heat and we had no idea that the basement was flooded. We were watching the Packer game, and by the time we got up at about 11 o'clock, basement is flooded. Okay, that's fine. We try to do everything preventative to keep ourselves safe, keep the family safe, and try to save the property. The girls were upstairs secure. It was late at night, so they were pretty much in bed. Come on, let me get to the other one. But like I said, the boys were outside. Then out of nowhere, we get, notifications that it's cars floating down the streets, and our street was completely flooded. So I had to hurry up and I had to run. Watch out, Blissy boy. I had to run to the garage and I had to get our boys safe and sound. So far, our cars, hopefully we won't get that high. I had to run out here and get my dogs. We got them in. Shit. This is probably the lowest part. Fuck. Problem was, girls are in heat. Now I have to figure out a way quickly to keep them separated, and the truth was we were just not prepared, especially because by the time we got into the garage, come on, no accidental pups. By the time we got in the garage, it was at least 7 inches of water. So Memphis and Mr. Blitz here were in there standing in the water. We were able to get them in, but they were soaking wet. We had to try and figure out, all right, in the middle of all of this, what would we do if we had to evacuate? So I'm gonna put some video clips in here so you guys can see just how high the water was. You okay? Yeah. It was action packed.
Which one?
Want to rescue my dogs.
I heard you yelling too long.
Yeah, because they were in there scared as heck.
Yeah, I bet. Oh
my God. It was. And of course we have babies here, so the evacuation plan is always people first, but I love my dogs, and I was going to have to figure out a way to keep them safe as well. Now the water back here didn't get this high. I could have always tried to secure them inside of their kennel, but if the water got much more high, they wouldn't have been safe in here either. So the question is always, what would you do in case of a natural disaster? There was no way I could just let them loose in the streets and let them fend for themselves. Not only is that cruel, but the water is high. Problem was, both of our cars were almost submerged in water too. So we had to have a backup plan. The backup plan was to defend in place, and we were able to keep everybody safe. their indoor kennels are actually dismantled. I had just put one up to keep Miss Echo from chewing stuff up in the house. So we had one kennel up with 3 dogs. This boy kept busting through everything. Memphis does not like thunderstorms, and it was thunderstorming real bad. You alright, bud? So he was already nervous. Leave him alone. I can rub him. Get down, get down. Y'all got me dirty already. So now I'm dealing with an anxious pup, wet pups, flooding in the basement, and trying to keep the water from coming into our first floor. I think if you have dogs, that's something you need to ask yourself. Here in Milwaukee, we normally don't have natural disasters. It may be tornadoes, but it's never in the city. And we're far enough inland that we're, Memphis, we just had puppies. We ain't having no more. We're far enough inland where the water couldn't get to us. So we weren't concerned with the flash flood. Turned out we should have been. So you live and you learn. It just so happened that the girls were in heat, so it's not like I can just put them all in one room. So we had to figure it out, and we end up actually having to bring this boy back outside once the water receded. So my husband didn't go to sleep until about 6 o'clock this morning. I got in bed at about 4. We had to wait on the energy company because of course we start smelling gas. And hey, 911, I know we see it on the movies, busy. They will not answer the phone. Okay, we kept getting a dial tone when we tried to call. So I actually had to go live on TikTok just in case. Good thing is I was able to walk up to one of the major roads. The police were up there, and we energies ended up coming at about 6 o'clock this morning. So we got a lot of damage control. Like I said, I'll put some clips up there for y'all to see of the garage, what the street looked like, the basement, and how we just really didn't have a place to put these guys that would have kept them safe. So we had to improvise, split up in groups. The girls were with my son. We found a place for Blitz, and Mr. Memphis over there, he had to stay with me until the waters receded and we were able to get him back in his kennel out here. So this is what we got going on here. Update not so good, but it is what it is. Say everybody's okay, no worse for wear.